Hi everyone, my name is Otis, the host of Internet Nugget. In today's video, we're going to look at how to make money flipping domain name online. At Internet Nugget, we teach people the secret of how to master the online world and the ways to turn that training to create job for themselves. So if you can imagine it, you have no limitation, you can achieve it. So some people flip houses, they flip cars, and they flip every other asset to make a living. But what we are talking today is how to flip a domain name, a digital asset, to make a living. Domain name is a web address that internet users use to access your website, your online storefront, your online office. And this makes it the hottest digital asset online today. So I will teach you the basics of domain flipping, how it works, how you can flip a domain name for a cash. To help you get started, I will answer some of the questions that my audience have asked me in the past about flipping a domain name. So question number one is, what is domain flipping? It is simply buying a domain name at the lowest price possible and selling it at a higher price to people who are going to use it. So question number two is, why would you flip domain name? Domain name is incredibly valuable pieces of digital real estate. It is highly profitable because people need it. So, and if you do it right, you could make tons of money. And if fortune also smiles on you, you could be the next digital millionaire. So the most expensive domain that ever sold is cars.com. And it was sold for a whopping sum of 872 million. And this domain was, the price for this domain was just between $10 and $20, and it was sold for 872 million US dollar. How about business.com? Business.com was sold for $345 million. Remember that the price range, the cost of purchasing that domain is just between $10 and $20. And I've never seen an investment that could actually give you that high rate of return. So, but I understand that quite a lot of research goes into that, and you never know what domain that will make you a millionaire. But the question is, you just have to position yourself by actually investing, because if you don't invest in that domain name, there's no how you're going to sell. And if you don't sell, there's no how you're going to make money. So we're going to look at some other domain that have sold for millions of dollars. I talked about business.com. What about voice.com was sold for 30 million US dollar. This is just a fraction. You bought it for just $10 or $20 and you're selling it for $30 million. How about sex.com? That was also sold for 13 million. And how about hotels.com? That was also sold for 11 million. The iCloud that you all know, the iCloud was sold to Apple for 4.5 million. And the person who bought the domain name could have bought it for $10 or $20. So that's how hot the market is. But it could take you months, it could take you years to sell one domain. But if you have that domain, there are other ways that you can put it into use before you get an interesting offer. So you could create a landing page for that specific domain and have advertisers like Google run ad on that platform. So you rent part of that, your digital space on your website, to Google and other businesses. And you can also use the affiliate. You can also have affiliate marketing link on that landing page. And Google also pay you for the ad that they run through your site, and that's what we call the AdSense revenue. And that's what most bloggers, that's how most bloggers actually make money. So question number 3. What type of domain are best for flipping? Absolutely, I have no answer for that, because there is no magic formula as to what domain will sell for $1 million or for $1 million. So the most important thing is actually doing your research, following the trend to know what domain will actually hit that million mark. So question number 4, do you require a starting budget to flip a domain? Absolutely no. So it all depends on how you want to start. You want to see it as a business, or you just want to start investing in piecemeal. So let me give you an instance. March this year, I actually invested in 10 domain names, which cost me an average about $170 and some cents, or probably $180 with tax inclusive, and that gave me 10 domain names. And I was just doing the evaluation a few days ago, and I found out that each of those domains are actually averaging $1,300, so not yet hit $1 million mark, or hit quite a very significant thousands of dollars. But that's a huge return on investment. So the total that I bought it, let's say $180, and the worth of that domain names are actually about $13,000. So that's a good return of investment. So then the question 5 is the steps to flip a domain name. So we're going to run through the step, because I believe that at this point in time, if you're still following that, you are interested in actually flipping a domain name at the moment. So it is worth investing in. So if you want to make a life-changing income, so we're going to give you some steps that you can use to start. Number 1 is searching for a domain name that you can buy and resell. So you can find a domain name by actually listening to news, looking at watching trends, reading articles. Also looking out for new products that are actually coming to the market to see if the company has actually purchased that domain name. That could be a great advantage. Just like I talk about the iCloud, probably somebody must have been following and said, okay, this could be a deal breaker, and they bought the domain name and is selling it millions of dollars to Apple. So it was funny enough also that I had a story. I don't know if it is true or not, that just a young school kid actually went online and was searching and discovered that Google itself, google.com, was not actually a registered domain. Why Google actually sell the domain names probably under a different business name. And I don't know what the stories are. I think the guy actually notified them and all that, and probably maybe they settled that out. So once you're able to, you can also visit different domain auctions. I use domaincode.com. That's where I use to buy all my domain. They run 24-hour service online. So I'm going to show you the step how I search for my domain name. So I know how I register my domain name. I talked about the search. So I talked about you. Then also government project. You remember when we talked about when during the 2020, the COVID-19 era, that if the birds has actually whispered to you that the COVID-19 is going to change the entire world, that have gone that to purchase that name, that would have been a multi-million-dollar business, even though that you didn't sell it, but the traffic that would have run through that site would have given you millions of dollars. So that's how it works in the digital world. So once you find a domain name, you go through the evaluation process yourself. So when you want to look at it is the domain name. You look at the length of the domain name, look at the brandability and the relevance and the search friendliness. So these, they have things in common. So research has shown that domain names that are short actually sell higher and are more profitable. So if you look at the ones that I've mentioned, cars.com, give.com, business.com, sales.com, voice.com, they are all short domain, but it is not cast on stone. So you could, depending on your source when you're doing your research. So, but based on our research, you'll find out that most of those that have the short length or short characters actually sells higher. So I think this is valuable information. So under the evaluation, so I talked about the brandability, talk about the length, I talk about the relevance, I talk about search experience, search friendliness. So also your ability to predict a higher receive value at a later date could be an advantage to you also, which is part of the research process. But if you want to go through the entire process on how to search for domain that are valuable, just give us you can send us a private email or send us a message. We'll respond to you as soon as possible. We can actually set 10 to 20 minutes to actually discuss that. Then the next step, once you've gotten the domain, now you want to register the domain name. Like I said, I use domaincode.com. So registering, once you've completed the due diligence, every other thing has been listed, you're sure, convinced that this domain, you just want to get it. So you can proceed to domain code and actually register it. So I'm just going to show you the process by logging into domaincode.com, and you follow the process, hit the search button, and you click on the search, enter the name. So I'm going to run through how you can actually get that domain name. So if you're following, you can actually log into domaincode.com. So once the domain is registered, in the registration process, it will ask you to create an account. So your account is going to be like your digital warehouse where you can go, where you can store all your digital assets. So you can go there to see your domain name. So now is the time, once you register it, this is the time for you to actually find a buyer for the domain name. So you're going to find a buyer who is going to buy the domain name from you. So what do? There are different ways. You could actually list it in the domain auction market. They have platforms that actually sell domain names. So you can list that and give them that right to actually sell the domain for you. So they take part of the commission for actually selling the domain name, for advertising it to intended buyers. So you just have to look at it once you set your price, your estimated price that you want to sell it. So once you set that up, so then they go into the market to actually help you to sell. So if it is a multi-million-dollar domain name, I think there are extra process, but if you go to their platform, these things are clearly stated there. So we're coming to the end of this video. So I just want to say thank you for watching. Don't forget to go to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, and also the notification bell so that you get an alert when we release a new video. So if you have comment, if you have feedback, just go to the comment section. If you have any question, just go to the comment section and drop your question. We'll respond to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.